Russia-Eurasia, an introduction to Dugin's vision of Eurasia and a multipolar world. Eurasia, Alexander Dugin's vision for the 21st century. What is Dugin's vision of Eurasia? Eurasia places Russia at the center of a multipolar world order. Eurasianism is a term that arose in Russia during the late 19th century among Russian scholars to describe Russians and their history. Eurasians claim that Russians are not only European, but have a unique Eurasian identity. Namely, Russians are Eurasians because they are a fusion of East and West and cannot be considered one or the other exclusively. Dugin's vision for Eurasia is at the heart of the fourth political theory and lays the foundation for a multipolar world order whereby the world is divided into geographical spaces based on a shared ethnos, nationhood or tribe, and logos, shared ideas and worldviews based on Heideggerian idea of Dasein. Eurasianism versus Atlanticism. What is Atlanticism? Can Eurasianism be the antidote to Atlanticism? How will a multipolar world emerge? Is Atlanticism inevitable or can it be overcome and disabled? Atlanticism is the post-World War order created by NATO whereby the West dominates the world, resources, and markets by using liberal democracy and human rights as a pretext for establishing a unipolar world order. Eurasia can be an antidote to Atlanticism because Eurasia opens up the door for a multipolar world order with Russia at its center. And is Atlanticism inevitable or can it be overcome and disabled? Atlanticism can be overcome and disabled if 4PT is implemented by world powers like China, India, and Russia. Is multipolarism possible? Multipolarism is possible once the fourth political theory becomes a reality. The more the West loses its influence by making its own geostrategic blunders, by basing its geopolitics on unipolar world order, the more 4PT becomes a possibility. Blocs have formed in opposition to NATO, such as Russia's BRICS and China's Belt and Road Initiative. Unipolarism is unsustainable and therefore will run its course and deplete itself with its overreaching principles of will to power based on military might alone. As American influence all over the world wanes, China's and Russia's influence grows, and a bipolar world emerges that gives birth to a multipolar phoenix from the ashes of the 20th century unipolar order. Russia at the center of a multipolar world order. If 4PT is to succeed, Russia replaces the bipolar order of East versus West, namely that of China versus West, and a new epicenter is formed where Russia and Eurasia becomes the nexus of a truly multipolar world. Russia is Eurasia. When placed in the center of a multipolar world order, she is fulfilling her Eurasian destiny, where East meets West. In a multipolar world order, the world is divided into geographical big spaces where every region of the world is considered its own autonomous zone or big space. From individualism to Dasein, Dugin's Heideggerian version of the last man. Dugin calls for a revolutionary approach to political philosophy with the idea of Dasein. For Dugin views liberalism's infatuation with individualism as a form of hedonism and representative of society's ills and break from natural path of traditionalism prevalent since the beginning of time itself. Dasein taps into man's ultimate destiny as a being of time. Dasein is man's past, present, and future.